nothing at my age. It's like birthdays. Just if you get a number, it's good. You're just happy. All right, it's News Game Plus. I'm Dermie. I'm here with New Game Plus executive producer Jason O'Callaghan. We were just crapping on before about all the Craig. Let's start. Because I've got a lot of video game stuff. Craig Kelly's tweet. No, it was a tweet or Facebook today.
It was a Facebook page
about
Cyberpunk. Before he got banned, yeah.
We have a poll attached to this for people who are watching live on Facebook. We have another politician, another Australian politician, said something really stupid about video games. What did he say? He was complaining about the 4 types of damage you can take in Cyberpunk.
Acid, so chemical,
EMP,
yeah.
Yeah, he didn't actually mention. He probably should have reputation damage, which is something he's an expert in.
Yeah.
But no, if politicians can stay away from video games, that's you, Craig, Mr. Griff. He
Sterling
can stay
Griff
away
especially,
from
yeah.
all
Centre Alliance.
Trump's gone out. It's pretty boring. I've been saying to my wife, how boring is it since Trump?
But he still blamed shootings on.
Yeah, he did, but it's boring now. He's got an old sleepy run in the US, and he actually looks like he's doing something half decent. It's like boring. You don't wake up every day going, "Oh, we're going to be dead today, alive today."
Half the streams I watch are just like, "This is dumb," and that's why China and
boring.
Everyone's like, "Oh, blah, 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 what's going on with China and Taiwan, and what's going on with Ukraine?" And it's like because they're agitating because it was easy the old thing because they could just do whatever they wanted, and Trump had provided them enough smokescreen to do it.
It's boring now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's boring. Anyway, what are we going to... Let's do game stuff.
Hey, Simon.
Hey, Simon. Howdy. All right, we better do video games. We're kind of obliged to since it's... we do call it a video game podcast, although I started putting out a comedy.
Yeah.
So it goes on the podcast thing. So, all right, first one, Polymega. Let's do a retro one. I'll open with a retro.
Are we still... Have you even got it yet or no?
No. I might... No, sorry, not Polymega. What am I talking about? Evercade. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, I still want Polymega. Evercade was the one I was talking about. I wrote down Polymega. Evercade, which is a handheld retro console that has cartridges, and each cartridge has up to 30 games, sometimes 2.
Yeah.
So basically the licensed games come. Oz would love it. Oz would be all over the Evercade because it comes with the games come in a box with manuals. They've made little inserts and everything, like the old days, like it used to be. And the cartridges, they're all licensed to play put on. Anyway, it's a great little handheld. I'm thinking of picking one up because my Polymega is taking forever. Yeah. But the Evercade announced Evercade Versus a few days ago, and that's a home console version of the handheld, which takes the same carts. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, so basically you can take your cart out of your handheld, almost Switch size Evercade, put them into a little, and it's just a little sort of like Raspberry Pi style size thing. It's nice.
So it's like the Switch dock.
Well, yeah, but you're taking the cartridge out and putting it in. It's only about $80. It's actually cheaper than a Switch dock anyway.
I'm actually going to look that up.
So look at Evercade Versus, LVS, Evercade VS. Looks really cool. I'm actually, I added a whole heap of stuff to the cart from the Australian retailer. I'm pretty keen.
Yeah, it's got that old school patterning as well, so it's cool.
Yeah, I don't like it as much, but all the fans of it love it. They're all going,
because they're all little zoomers.
Yeah, see what it looks like. And you can also use your Evercade handheld as a controller.
Yeah,
so which is sort of like remember when Sony promised that? So anyway, so look at Evercade. If you're into retro stuff. Evercade,
and that's the normal Evercade. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a nice little combination. Right now, it's like a Switch. You can play handheld, but you're swapping the cartridges. Something weird. The Versus has 2 cartridge slots. You can put 2 cartridges in at once, and it just shows you all the games off both cartridges to play.
That's cool.
So you can put your favourite in there.
And I feel like as well they're going to be less concerned about piracy and stuff. Yeah.
So I was just reading. Well, they're all licensed, by the way. They're officially licensed. It's not like one of these Chinese ones that comes with 35,000 games built in.
Yeah.
And a menu you just can't use.
Yeah, it's like it'll start off with Chinese characters into the name of the game, but there's 15 Chinese characters.
I bought a phone. You know those phone power bricks.
Yeah.
You can buy them with actually those things built in.
I've seen that. Who was selling them? Some Typo was selling them.
They were all over the place a few months ago. I bought one, right? And they're really cool. It's actually a proper power brick, but just basically with a really thin retro console laid on top. It's cool, but when you start it up, it's got a selection whether you want English or Chinese, right? But even English is written in Chinese, so you've got to try and remember which one it is.
I don't even know how to say English in Chinese. I know I do it in Japanese.
If it's Japanese,
just call me, take a photo.
Send you a screenshot and say which one do I press. But it's actually really cool. Anyway, I wrote Polymega because I'm still pining over my Polymega because it plays Sega Saturn games. But the Evercade versus looks really cool, and I think it was like $80 or $90.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that's not bad. Like,
it's not much at all.
Yeah, and so like, who's licensed to make games on it? Is it just like one of those?
Namco.
Okay.
Namco, or Atari, all the old Atari games, Interplay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's got some good ones. They've got a whole heap of cartridges I haven't said yet, but I wouldn't die shocked if you get like the Sega collection that on because that's on everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, because realistically, anything nowadays could run up to PS1 era pretty comfortably.
Well, this does apparently anything up to 16-bit. Now, what all the people in the Evercade groups are saying is, okay, Amiga time. Like, get us the Amiga guys, and they reckon they can do it. And look, they could, because nowadays the processing power on these little machines.
Well, realistically, they pay them a licensing fee for each cartridge or whatever. Like,
they're all officially licensed. Yeah.
So.
Cartridges are like $30, but you get like a whole. If you buy the Atari one, you get 30-something games. I'd say, and if you're a retro collector, like I said, this is where Oz would be all over this, right? It comes in a box. It comes with a manual. It's all the pages are color, like the old days.
Because it's by English blokes, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. So of course, like that's why it's.
I have a funny feeling it's made by Blaze.
Yeah, it is.
I have a funny feeling.
Yeah,
cool, got it right. There you go. So yeah, no, it's really neat. So anybody who likes retro stuff, and anybody who wishes we went back to days where you had a little cartridge and it wasn't all online downloading that, check out Evercade. Yeah, Evercade's really, and the verses made. I've always been looking at it but then the verses one made me go, yeah, all right, you got me now. They're like, it's like it does both. And
well, to me it sounds smart. Like the price of it seems reasonable. The carts are a reasonable price. Realistically, they're not going to care if you have some kind of way to pirate it. Do you know what I mean? Like once
it's always a matter of time.
Yeah,
I think even the Polymega already got hacked. It's not even released.
Of course.
Yeah, but no, it will be a matter of time. But in saying that, part of the experience, it's a bit like now you're a bit. You'll probably remember vinyl records, right? You're not
and they're
that young.
huge. They're bigger nowadays than they probably ever were.
Yeah, actually, I did see some in the shop, but I've still got a bunch of vinyl records, and there's something about the experience sometimes of the old physical media, like of just like caring for it, just storing it. I don't know. There's and people. This is why sometimes the retro area is so scabby. Like, but I can't play my 30,000 pirated games. It's something about the experience of just having a cartridge, having a manual in there, and like I said,
that's a very Japanese mindset. You know that, don't you? Because they have a lot of this kind of stuff. Like
it's a big market. I was surprised. You go into the Evercade groups on Facebook. There's a lot of people right into it, and it's done pretty well considering the shortages too.
Yeah.
So, considering how things have been in the last year. But anyway, Evercade versus... In fact, I noticed Andrew's there. He's made a joke about UFO sightings and Space Invaders. But anyway, Andrew watching... Andrew, check out Evercade as well. I reckon that might be up your alley too, because you're a big retro person also. So, I'm keen. Anyway, so let's go. Something more modern. 12 EA titles have just been given FPS boost on the Xbox Series S and X. Now, when I say EA, there's some good ones. Other than Mirror's Edge.
I think Titanfall's one of them, is it? Mirror's Edge is a good game.
No, there's some good ones. So other than Mirror's Edge, Battlefield 1, 4, and 5. What did they skip 2 and 3? I don't know. I don't know anything about Battlefield.
Well, no, because Battlefield 1 is the recent release one, World War 1 one.
Okay. Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. I don't know.
Is that the old Battlefront or the new Battlefront?
Here we get into the good ones. Plants vs. Zombies 1, 2, and Battle for Neighbourville.
Nice.
Have all had a frame, and that would benefit them.
Yeah, for sure.
And also Titanfall 1 and 2.
Yeah. Okay.
And Titanfall. Now, I haven't played Titanfall. My son I bought him cheap, and I didn't get to play it because my son played him non-stop for months. Yeah. It looks like a really, really seriously good game.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those things where it was in an awkward period for EA where they just weren't advertising properly and they didn't want to cut Battlefield's throat. They didn't know what they wanted to do. I feel like EA's finally starting to get into a groove where they're not just doing the same thing over and over again.
Well, they should look at Titanfall. I know my son and his friends, they love it. There's got to be a market. Got to be a market there. Anyway, so what, Andrew, right? Sketchy. Yeah, okay. Andrew I know what Andrew's comment there is regarding vinyl when I said before. Yeah, anyone that mishandles vinyl or scratches vinyl should be taken off to some sort
CDs
of
as well.
special prison. Yeah. He gets CDs is a bit more vinyls where you didn't even want fingerprints on them. So there should be a special prison for people who grab vinyls they're just it's not on.
Yeah, you got to do the whole slowly mince it out, and then it's like Laserdisc. Remember Laserdisc? Same deal.
I remember that. Yeah, I had a friend who had a whole heap of them. Except I remember the Terminator 1 Laserdisc was in mono for some reason.
Yeah,
dumb idiots. And he had a Yamaha surround sound amp with all the could do church mode and stuff.
Yeah,
so we'd be watching his Laserdisc like in church.
Yeah, right. It's like echoing in the background. Yeah,
Big hello to Henry. So, and Simon's just said play through twice. I assume he means Titanfall.
Yeah.
Titanfall. Yeah, no, look like I said, I didn't get to play it. My son was on it non-stop for ages. Him and all his friends love it, so I know there's at least something. They should release a 3.
Honestly, the single player of 2 is worse alone. Even if you play that through that once, and even if you skip the multiplayer, playing through that single player campaign was cool. So yeah.
Yeah, I look. It's frame boost, FPS, but whatever it's called. All right. Now the Avengers, one of my favorite games. I still haven't opened it. You bought me just for the
quality $20 meme. Yeah.
Avengers creative director and writer. I can't remember his name. Don't care who he is. Has joined Naughty Dog. I don't know how anyone involved.
He was one of the ones from Thing though, wasn't he?
I don't know how anyone involved with that could get another job, but he was Deus Ex. He's okay then. No, but Deus Ex's writer was some lady you interviewed. Remember, she said she wanted to give Adam Jensen a cat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No, Deus Ex's writer was a woman.
That's true. Actually, now I think of that.
I remember her name. Her name escapes me, but yeah. So and there is a cool video where we took out the bit where she wanted Adam Jensen to have a cat.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. Check out our YouTube channel to find that one out. All right. So another person leaving, Jeff Kaplan. Left Blizzard.
The last remaining sliver of Blizzard's soul is gone now. Like he was again, even if you don't like Overwatch, he was old school. He believed in what the company was doing, all that kind of stuff, and he's gone.
Yep, he's out.
I'm surprised it took him this long to get him out there because he was Mr. Overwatch 1, so he was the reason Overwatch 1.
Well, they said Overwatch 2 is still being developed. I still reckon Overwatch 2 is purely announced to get out of the Hong Kong controversy. But anyway,
100%.
He reckons still being developed. I'm still trying to say quick here. Xbox Live Gold is no longer required for about 100 free-to-play games.
So that's obviously Fort and the big ones, but
Well, Fortnite, Smite, Fantasy Star Online 2. I saw that list. Does anyone play that?
Some of our guys did for a while, for sure, yeah.
I had that on my Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Number one.
I'm pretty sure it's a remake. Yeah, pretty sure it's like a just direct sequel of that.
It's fun, incredibly repetitive.
It's an MMO. It was the proto MMO, really. In a lot of ways. I mean, remember Fantasy Star before it was Fantasy Star Online was the same thing. So.
No, I never... Because I only came in on the Dreamcast years for console. Saturn was my first console before that was Amiga. But anyway, so basically if you're playing a shit free-to-play game, like Fortnite, for example, you don't need Xbox Live Gold. It should be a penalty for it. You should have to play extra to play Fortnite, so that way hopefully kids can go off and play good games instead. Where we just talking about Titanfall.
Populate servers of Garden Warfare would be nice.
So it's not all bots. They're all bots now. Anyway, it's on the Switch. I've got to check it out on Switch.
Yeah, I've been meaning to. It's just expensive.
It's like $60. So
it's a full
get
version,
off it, idiots.
I mean, that's the thing. They're not making any more content for it. Yeah, not making any more content for it. To me, if they just said $30, it's got everything in it. You play on the same servers. Everyone would have been fine.
It's a competition between that and Bell and Wonderland over what's a better value for $60. To be honest, it's like, Bell
and Wonderland was more than 60, wasn't it?
Actually, I think it was like 79 or something. But no, it's like I mean, there's this. Maybe I'll jump to it. Did I have it on a long? No, I had it on a long chat. I'll wait. But we'll get back to game prices later because you'll know what I'm referring to.
I can see where it's heading already.
All right. So if you're going to play a shit game like Fortnite, you don't have to pay, unfortunately, anymore on Xbox Live. Bad move by Microsoft. Should penalise people for it. Should get shocked. The controller should shock you as soon as you load up Fortnite. Anyway, so PS3 and Vita stores are no longer being shut down, or at least for now.
But the PSP is, I'm pretty sure.
PSP on July 2. So no, I don't know. PS3, I don't know. Who cares? But they're not closing.
And it was Jim Ryan who wrote the blog post as well. So it's funny because he's Mr. I don't know why people would want to play those old games, and then he's had to kind of eat crow a little bit. I don't know. I wonder about the direction of
you're in for a treat because I've got a couple more Sony stories coming up, and they're all good.
Good.
They're all good. All right, let's. I'll wait. I'll skip now. Humble Bundle. Now Humble Bundle. Who bought them?
Oh, this story, yeah. So I've used them for. I'll tell you what I've bought from them.
Yeah.
I use them for Train Sim. I got a bunch of Train Sim games for like $35.
Toot toot on a train.
Yeah, I got a bunch of sound and video software.
I like trains.
And I got a bunch of Wii U titles through Humble Bundle.
Oh, Wii U.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like that was the main ones I used it for. It was like $12 or whatever, and I got. I want to say it was like the SteamWorld games on it, and I'm like, that's a worthwhile trade any day of the week. So that's the only time I've ever used it. But yes,
SteamWorld games are fun.
Yeah, but I know where this story's going.
I forgot. What was I saying? Okay. Donation. They don't have a donation slider anymore for how much you want to give.
15%.
They've given you a bunch of boxes. They said they trialled it. They said everybody loved it. Whatevs. So everybody complained afterwards, so maybe they didn't love it as much as they think. We've just gone dark, so let us know if anything.
The audio's still there. There we go.
Yeah, cool. All right, so what are we looking at? So yeah, anyway, no slider and maximum 15% donation to charity too, which is maybe that's
the
why
whole point of it.
Maybe that's why they did it. How about
IGN
that?
bought them. That was what you got to remember.
IGN
bought them out. And
well, I give that a firm 9 out of 10 for
7.8 out of 10
for that dick move. Not
too much.
Not
Too
bad.
much water. Yeah.
Yeah, too much water. Oh, your friend was the one that wrote that. You shouldn't use that one. So anyway, all right, cool. What do we look at here? I've got some Sony. I've got some Sega news. I'll save that because that's happy news.
Yeah.
So let's get into the fun stuff. Sony. So we're on Sony.
Off to a bad start with
Well,
this sentence.
Sony Watch, okay. Ziff Davis owns IGN, do they? I thought Murdoch owned IGN. Or was I imagining things? Who owns IGN?
No, they sold out from Murdoch for sure.
Did they? Oh, did Murdoch make lots of money like he did on
IGN?
MySpace?
No, they do. He's right. Yeah.
Who's this?
Ziff Davis.
Yeah, I know, Andrew, no.
Yeah.
If there's anyone who knows, it'd be him. So anyway, so you cross that. All right, cool. Where was it going? Sony has patented AI that will play the game for you. And part of the AI, the bit of quote says, they say specific parts that are difficult for the user. Okay, now, let's think where this is going. Are we talking... you can just buy some DLC that'll play through a bit of a game for you? Is that where we're going?
So, look, I'm of two minds.
This gets worse, by the way.
I'm of two minds, right? Because one of the big annoyances for me with the Wii and the Wii U era was that they removed difficulty to specifically make it easy. Do you know what I mean? It was like, well, no one wants to play hard games, so we're just going to make everything easier. Or they have to incorporate Waggle, and they have to incorporate this. I don't mind.
Big hello to everybody at Polygon and Kotaku.
I don't mind if people get choices when it's a hard game. Do you know what I mean? I don't
sound on Rosetta now.
Yeah. I don't mind if people get choices to make a game easier or find a way, even if it's just for a specific point. Like, we've all had that one game where we're like, fuck this, I can't do it on hard. I'm going to put it to normal. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
No.
So sometimes, if you're coming back to a game after a long period of time, sometimes
especially, you just want to smash through the story, yeah.
Yeah, you just go, I just want to finish it off. I never got to for whatever reason. But you're not up to you come back to a game, you're just not as tuned to the... Well,
Yeah.
Prince of Persia was like, they didn't have the option for me to drop down difficulty, but on PS2, Prince of Persia Sands of Time, I loved and I played heaps of. I got up to some bit, I got a bit stuck, and for whatever reason, just never went back to it. And I tried years later, I thought, I'll try and finish
that
this.
one's tough because because it's all based on inputs. It's not necessarily combat or something.
Timing, there's all timing running along the wall and that.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't do. There was a bit where I had to run around outside of a temple or inside of the temple wall. And I just couldn't do it. But it would have been good to then just drop it down a bit and go. And then as I got better, I go, okay, I remember now. But the problem was I just couldn't even get to a point where I could get any flow to remember how the hell I did it first time.
Yeah,
so,
gotcha.
But yeah, so nothing wrong with having. But when Sony's saying that it's going to play specific parts in a game that are difficult for the user, I'm smelling DLC. Because a lot of the times now, when you got games, especially mobile games, you're paying not to play them a lot of the time with DLC.
Well, EA does that already with the I can't remember what it's called. Big spender pass, or whatever. It'd be like in Need for Speed. You spend the extra $15, you unlock all the cars. You know what I mean? And in a single player game, I'm not averse to that. I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care.
In a multiplayer game.
When it's a multiplayer game, that's when it's a different problem.
But that's because you're a commie, and that's because when that happens, that reminds you of the fact that the rich kids just get everything.
Yeah.
So, so your commie mindset...
I'm definitely not a Chinese mobile gamer. Yeah.
Well, that's a cultural thing there. That's why they love their costumes and that.
Yeah.
It's to show off.
Yeah.
It's just a different culture. But anyway, but as far as your commie mindset doesn't like the rich kids getting everything.
True.
All right, cool. Let's see another Sony. Okay, Sony's been paying. Sony has been paying Capcom allegedly. I'm going allegedly. You might not know more about these. And actually, some of these stories, thanks for Luke, because he's been pestering me about this for 2 weeks to put on the podcast, right? Sony paying Capcom to keep Resident Evil Village off Game Pass.
So there was one that came out about Monster Hunter World, which turned out to be, it was just the marketing budget.
That was my next line.
Yeah. So that was the marketing budget one. That turned out not to be specifically... So, because Nintendo definitely paid $6 million to have Rise be 6-month exclusive on Switch, for sure. That's definitely a thing, right? But the Resi one is more interesting because I've seen a few sources back and forth, and obviously Sony Defense Force jumps on stuff like that in a heartbeat. So,
Well, okay. I reckon it's linked to something else. There's been a few discussions about the price of games.
Yes.
And we've said before, the only company that really
relies on the price of games
is Sony. Well, Nintendo to a degree, but they're out of this equation because Nintendo plays their own game.
Yeah.
They're in their own little world effectively. Yeah. They can charge what they want, doesn't matter. Or you effectively pretend you've got like a handheld Steam console and just buy all the $3 games.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But Sony's the one that wants that all this stuff about $120 games,
$130 games potentially.
Sony's the one that wants that. Yeah. Now, if you can get Resident Evil Village on Game Pass, it's sort of like comparing that to, that's a direct comparison.
That's literally you play Game Pass, you pay $180 a year. I think is now the maximum for full Ultimate PC Game Pass. That's 2 AAA titles. If you're playing 2 AAA titles, and when they announce Starfield as exclusive, that's going to really put.
So every kid goes to school. I got Resident Evil Village. I mean, I don't know what rating it is, but they're all going to have it. So and the Sony kids are going to be going, I paid $120 for it. I love it. And the Microsoft kids are going to be going, I got it for free. And I reckon Sony just doesn't want that. That's my conspiracy theory.
It's not even a conspiracy theory. It's just quote unquote smart business. Do you know what I mean? Like you just wouldn't because Microsoft is. I think the subscriptions for Game Pass are into 26 million or something now, 24 million or something like that.
Yeah, they'd be making a lot.
So you do that by $10 American per thing. That's what $200 million like a month. A month is what they're bringing in. So see what they can spend. They could turn around to Capcom and say, "We'll give you $20 million," and Capcom would be, "I fucking know."
Well, see, it is interesting because also part of the rumor was that the Sony's been paying to stop cross saves and crossplay, right, in games. So Sony's trying to make it difficult. They remember originally Fortnite they just wouldn't let it happen. Now it's interesting the strategy. So Sony's paying to scuttle things, and I said this last week with the talk about Sony giving $1 billion to Epic Games Store. They're just trying to scuttle stuff. Whereas on the other side, Microsoft's going out and just buying Bethesda and that. Right? It seems like 2 totally different ways of doing it. Now, maybe Sony can't buy these. Maybe Sony goes.
They don't have the cash liquidity.
Well, they try and they get told no. I mean, that's possible that they might have been outbid for Bethesda. Who knows? Right? Yeah. And so they're trying, and they've been told.
I genuinely think Bethesda was the best kept secret in the industry. I think no one knew about it, funnily enough. I think it was one of the very few times
Sony probably would have leaked it if they were involved.
100%. So yeah.
But I do think it's interesting to see the strategy. Sony's basically paying to try and create. They're orange. So they're paying to try and create an environment where games cost more money. And you can only play them on PlayStation, the gaming console, all that sort of stuff. Or for the players. I hate that. But they might not like saying for the gamers because of what's going on. But for the players, that's fucking... Sorry, excuse my language. Player means something else.
So I think of like 90s hip-hop.
Player actually means all the things that they were worried about at the time saying for the gamers.
That was Penis Sun. Sony Penis Sun,
the obnoxious company. Anyway, so they're trying to scuttle stuff. Microsoft's buying devs. It's very interesting to see 2 different strategies. And if Sony's going to be throwing money around like that, it's got to wonder. $1 billion to Epic's a lot of money. Hey Luke, Yeah, Sony will pay. Yeah, well, good luck to Sony for that. So Luke's just suggesting Sony's going to pay to shut me up. Yeah. Well, actually, if I ever,
So Peter Dutton's going to do that first.
yeah, no, I'm not. I just want to make it clear, I'm not depressed. I'm not feeling suicidal.
Yeah.
So, anyway, well, have we got any more Sony one? I had one more Sony one. You'll love this. Let's get into this one. Have you heard of Sony PlayStation Plus Video Pass?
Yes, I heard Video Pass is adding movies on or something like that.
Okay, they're trialing it in Poland.
Yeah.
Oh, they trialing
in Poland? What are we...
Poland. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. On 4chan one day, they had the idea.
Yeah.
So basically, they're trialing it on... Well, they're testing it in Poland. So basically, some of the movies are good. Like, it had Bloodshot. Bloodshot's a good movie with Vin Diesel.
I actually saw the poster for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. It's based off a graphic novel, and normally if a movie's based off a graphic novel or something, it's actually better than what they come up with on their own, right? So it's actually it's a good twist. May not be completely hard to see.
Like I would say with Riddick and stuff, he got kind of screwed on Riddick. So like
that second Riddick movie was ridiculous. Yeah. but no, Bloodshot's got a good enough twist to make it a good movie. If I can say that, but I'm not going to say it. Other movies like Jumanji Next Level, that was fun. I really enjoyed that, and Zombieland Double Tap. Which is fun. So anyway, ad free. It's a free edition of PlayStation Plus Video Pass, and I wrote down here. Do you want to say it?
No, I don't think I can say it at the moment.
Okay. It smells like the movie Gronks. Yeah. They basically see the PlayStation as a Netflix console for their Netflix.
See, it's funny too because I feel like for once it's a smart play. Do you know what I mean? Like this to me is a smart play. You offer something that your company can differentiate itself.
Yeah, they do have movies.
Yeah, well,
I wonder how many they're going to withdraw from all the other platforms.
I'll say therein lies the rub. But yes, because I mean, if you can do that in like an Amazon Prime style crossover, like where it's like you have Amazon Prime, you have PlayStation Plus, and therefore you have Video Plus or whatever. You can, if you buy Video Plus and you pay an extra $2, you get PlayStation Plus on top of. You know what I mean? Like how they can work that out.
Well, the PlayStation Plus Video Pass is apparently rumored to be a free add-on to PlayStation Plus. The PlayStation Plus, how much is that per month?
$89 a year.
So, see, they're not going to compete with GamePass on games. No. They do give away games, but they're not going to at that level.
They only give away... Well,
but they are going movies.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
Yeah, okay. No, you're right. I feel like, again, this is them being smart and differentiating in a way that they can differentiate. So good for them. I do need to download all those free games that Sony were giving away, actually, while I think of it.
Wasn't one of them Horizon Zero Dawn?
And one was Tsushima as well, I'm pretty sure. So,
Horizon Zero Dawn, that was... Megan was all over that.
Yeah.
So all right. So it sounded interesting, but is it ever coming to PC so I can play it?
It's already on Steam.
Oh, good. I'll give it a crack sometime. All right. Now Sonic news. I love this part.
Here we go.
Cool. Hey Luke, because Luke sent me these, so big thank you to Luke. He's like my Sonic dealer.
Yeah.
So
right.
just
gives you enough to keep you on the
got any more of that Sonic?
Yeah.
So he's giving me some good Sonic stuff. So what do we got here? Firstly, looks like Knuckles is in Sonic 2, the movie.
Yes, I thought that was known.
I'm just saying it again because it's awesome. They didn't wait till 3, mostly because what tends to happen with Sega is anytime something gets to I'll get to Andrew's joke in a moment, but anytime Sega gets a 3 in current series, they fall over. They're turning into Valve. So
yeah, they just forget. They just
Sonic 4 episode 1, Sonic 4 episode 2,
Yeah.
No episode 3. That was when Knuckles came in. Knuckles came in. So I think what they've done is the movie makers have been smart. They've just gone, we're just going to put Knuckles in now so that people don't get
out of the way. Yeah.
Yes, that's there.
It's funny Andrew says that because that is what because Blockbuster had the chance to buy Netflix. And they didn't.
Andrew said the PlayStation Plus movie pass sounds like a Blockbuster movie.
Yeah, and then Blockbuster brought in the rental pass where it was like you can rent 2 new releases and 5 weeklies
I remember that.
$30 a month. And then they got greedy and they started really stripping down how much you could get out of it. And I was like...
we used to go in and get like 5 weeklies, and being young guys, we just go through and look for whatever with the B-grade horrors with any boobs on the cover and just go, fine, we'll take them home, fast forward to the good bits.
Yeah. And so... Because we had that for ages, and then they just started getting greedy on how many you could take, and then... Like, I mean, I can understand the exclusivity of for the first week you can't rent a movie that's just come out, because that's where Blockbuster made its money in those days, like $6 a day kind of thing was where they made their money. So, yeah, and then they just got greedy. And, I mean, that sums up Blockbuster in Australia, full stop. They just got greedy.
They did the same thing as the typewriter companies famously did when WordPresses came along, computers came along. They didn't understand what their business was. They thought their business was...
typewriters.
The typewriter companies thought their videos... their business was typewriters. Blockbuster thought their business was renting tapes.
Yeah.
They didn't get... And then maybe DVDs for a little while, but they didn't get that their business was actually providing movies for people to watch at home.
Curated entertainment really is...
Well, not even curated, just movies to watch at home. And if you take... Sometimes you got to take a business and you got to take it back from what you obviously do and say, what really are we doing? What are we actually providing? Because when you say we're providing WordPresses or we're providing tapes for people to take home and watch, that's your point of view as a business. What the customer's doing is the customer is watching a movie at home.
I'm pretty sure Remington, the rifle company, didn't start as a rifle company. I think it sold like random things. Do you know what I mean? And that just goes to show that's one thing Americans can do is pivot brands.
I thought that Remington Steel, like suave, sophisticated future James Bond.
Yeah, well, because that was the whole thing. That was the reason he didn't get that during that time.
Only Andrew's going to know that.
He was contracted to Remington Steel, so he couldn't do the Tim Dalton ones. I still think Tim Dalton was the best Bond. And
if my wife's watching, she just hit the roof. She hates him so much.
I like Tim. Why is there not to like about Tim Dalton?
She hates Tim Dalton. If I want to wind her up and just say Tim Dalton was the best
if
James Bond.
anyone works conventions, they'll tell you that Lazenby was the worst James Bond, and that's because,
It's like telling a certain comedian in Australia that Captain America's lame. You get the same response.
Yeah, he was very upset about that, yeah.
So anyway, where was we?
Where was we?
Jeez,
can't do English
Sonic stuff. Were we doing Sonic stuff? Anyway, no. So I'm busy to look at what your customer's getting from you, not what you're providing someone. Anyway, it's just something that Blockbuster got wrong. Yeah, Sony might be getting right with the movies. Let's see what happens. More Sonic stuff.
Knuckles is in Sonic.
Sonic, there's two Ultimates. This is according to a rumor Luke sent me, so I'll blame him if it's wrong, but I do love it. Sonic Generations Ultimate and Sonic Colors Ultimate coming out this year.
Colors, I believe, is for sure confirmed. Generations, I think, I haven't heard Generations.
Well, Generations apparently will have levels from Forces and Mania as well.
Right, okay.
Yeah, look, Sonic Generations was really good. Yeah. In fact, when I remember I did a thing on New Game Plus with the show, it was talking about when Sonic's treated like a racing game, it's really good. Yeah. When it's treated like a platformer and thinks it's going to be Mario, it is shit house. But anyway, but Sonic Generations just basically decided to just be a running game.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I haven't played Sonic Colors, so I'll check it out. But I never played Sonic Colors.
I haven't either, but it's got a good rep. In that sort of, you're talking to Sonic fans, Sonic Colors and all. I think Oz especially used to rave about it on the old Game Plus streams.
Yeah, I never played it, so I couldn't offer an opinion. So.
Sonic Forces was good. I like Sonic Forces.
You did like Sonic Forces. Yep. Sonic Mania was the best one of recent times.
There's levels from Forces and Mania and Sonic Generations Ultimate. So, but there is that anniversary coming up this year of Sonic. So that's
I wouldn't be surprised they got something big because it was Mario thing. It's Zelda this year as well, and I believe it's Samus as well this year. So 25 years.
There hasn't been a Metroid yet on the Switch, has there?
No, but there's meant to be Metroid 4, and then there's talk of the Prime trilogy getting rebooted.
I thought people didn't like the Prime trilogy.
I didn't like it. I'll put that out there right now. But I'm not a big Metroid fan. Full stop. Yeah.
Okay.
I for sure didn't. I got it and I got what they were going for, but it was so clunky and unwieldy. So if they do it, they've got to change the controls for one. So.
Did they shoehorn in motion controls? I've got one.
You could do it. If anything, it helped because it was any game that aimed with the thing was actually better. Like Resi 4, probably the best version of it is the Wii version of it, just because you can aim with the
it's still not exact because as you go near the screen, if you got a really big screen, the cursor wanders off way more. But yeah. Okay, I know a lot of people have said that they didn't like Metroid Primes. Anyway,
but I'm one of those weirdos that like Fusion, so Fusion seems to be the one that everyone hates. So
okay, there you go. I got the pinball one on the DS. It's my favourite one. So,
I was got Metroid Morph Ball or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. I liked it. That was good. Anyway, what we're looking at now. Okay, some Cyberpunk 2077 numbers. You would have seen these. You know all the fuss about Cyberpunk last year.
Yeah.
We call it last year.
Yeah. 13.6 million copies or something, wasn't
13.7 already, but yeah, either way, over 13 million copies, almost 14 million copies, which is a ton of copies.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I just remember seeing that number and just thinking, yeah, because the stock market just does not care about the consumer.
Well, the other one is over 400,000 copies are sold in Australia alone.
Which is huge numbers. You got to look at that in the grand scheme. You sell 50,000 copies of a game in Australia. Yeah. That is huge numbers. GTA is the exception. I think that's nearly at 1 million. That is so rare in Australia.
Yeah, that's a rare.
50,000 is a lot. Yeah.
What we're looking at, we're on our poll at the moment. We're 50% Craig Kelly, Cyberpunk nonsense, and 50% Peter Dunn.
Yeah, so feel free to vote. We'll take a tally at the end.
Yeah. Well, we don't have any. Vote, please. What's I said?
The other M. Yeah, that's the Koei Tecmo one. So it was boobs. That was where Serious Six Samus came into it. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because now you buy the blue amiibo. Amiibo, you know what they're called again? Yeah. Okay. I bought the cat amiibos the other day. We don't even use them anymore. We used to use them on the Wii U for like the Animal Crossing ones, the Animal Crossing game, and that. Never use them, but I saw that it's got Mario Cat and Peach Cat.
Yes.
Yeah, and I could not buy them, so my daughter's got the Peach Cat. She was wrapped.
She does,
so, yeah. That's her basically. Okay, now in Cyberpunk, so. Okay, let's say over 13.5 million copies of Cyberpunk sold, 400,000 Australia. Yeah. And now you can see the number here. Hopefully, I haven't cheated.
No, I haven't. No.
Okay, what percentage of Cyberpunk 27.7 copies do you reckon? Because there's all this fuss about refunds. How many do you reckon were refunded?
As in, so through the
actually
channels.
I just know just as refunded. It just said
it'll be sub 10%. It'll be potentially sub 5%. To be honest, I would say maybe 6 or 7 at most.
Let's just say video game boycotts they never work. They don't work. Everyone talks a big game, but they're full of shit, right? 1.6%.
Yeah,
only 1.6. Now all that it did. Yeah, Hustlers have gone less than 10%, way less than 10%. Us, but good. We should have done that as a poll. But anyway, 1.6%.
Well, we got them now, so we know that we can do them. So that's
we'll do it next time for the story. And apparently it only costs 9% of their total 2020 games revenue. That actually sounds high, but basically 1.6% of Cyberpunk 2077 copies were refunded. For all the media fuss, for all the carry on, that seems really low to me.
Again, you got to remember, everyone's talking about how broken Cyberpunk was. Is it more broken than any Bethesda game? Is it more broken than Fallout 4 was? And the answer is just straight up no. In my experience, the answer is no. Was
it being played up? Was it a case of people... This was the biggest game launch in a long time, right? Was it a case of... And you know what? It's to a certain degree, this happened with Last of Us too, right? Yeah. Was there a lot of people attaching this story to it purely just because it was a massive game launch?
Yeah. But I mean, that was the Daddy Joel, we love you crowd, real bad. You know what I mean?
It was the Daddy Joel, we love you. Even Last of Us. Okay, yeah. But with the Cyberpunk thing, Cyberpunk was
let's not forget any open world game on PS3. How bad PS3 was for any of that kind of stuff. Anyway, yeah. Look, I hear what you're saying, and I feel like if anything, gamers are gamers. I still remember boycott Modern Warfare 2 when Vince Zampella got the ass. And, it was like the Steam group, and then you have a look at it, 90% of the Steam group was playing Modern Warfare 2. You know what I mean? Like, it was pathetic. It just,
Yeah, no, but gamers just can't boycott.
Yeah.
We got... my daughter tells me the story is about distraction monkeys in your head. Like, and basically the idea being that if you're trying to do something you want to, but you actually would rather just do something fun, you got a distraction monkey.
Yeah.
And gamers are full of distraction monkeys in their heads, basically just going, just play the game.
Yeah. I mean, like,
I'm really angry
it's one of those things with the game. I played it, and it was fine. If you look at it like if you look at it like, Obsidian or Bethesda Studios made it, it just doesn't you don't notice a difference because it just feels like a Bethesda game. Whether that's what they promised, I mean, that's a different conversation you can have, and that should inform your next purchase from CD Projekt Red. But the problem is the next game they release will be Witcher 4, so everyone will buy that, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, what I find generally when you talk to normies, they have no idea about this stuff. It's weird because these things for us in the sort of bubble, they seem massive, and you get it with some things that happen on like Twitter and that, and no doubt on Rosetta and that. They just seem like so massive in that little bubble. But you talk to normies, they got no idea.
So a bit of an old example. I remember when I was working for YMCA and we were doing one of the library events, and I had a dad and he was talking about games as a kid and stuff, and he was going from 360. He's like, blah, blah, blah. I went to buy an Xbox One, but all my mates went to PS4, so, I'm just going to have to buy a PS4. And it was like, your backwards compatibility is a function. You've got all these added benefits. Why would you go PS4?
But they don't even understand it.
Yeah, he goes, I didn't even know that was a thing. He was just so oblivious to it. And I'm like, how do you not know that's a thing? That's like the whole marketing point. And then you realise that I'm in that zone, so it's like...
You're in that bubble where that's important. Other people aren't, they don't. Although the only time that has happened is in the scout group when kids were in years ago, talking about games ourselves, and because I think I was wearing a New Game Plus thing, and some mum in the scout group goes, video games, aren't they all like sexist? And I thought,
that's the message the normies took.
Thanks for the dickheads that inserted that into public. If you want to see, no matter how bad, I'm going to say it again, no matter how bad you think video gamers are, and I won't pretend there aren't. There's always problems to fix. There's always things to be done better, right? You should never think everything's perfect. There's always things to improve. But no matter how bad, go hang around footy fans just for a little while, and you'll come back and you'll hug every gamer you see. Yeah. People have got no idea in this little bubble. Anyway, what are we talking about? Okay, last one. I've been trying to.
No, we got heaps of time. We got 20 minutes.
Well, I can drag this one out because this is a good one. Days Gone, Dev. You already know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. I reckon we might disagree on this one, so this would be good. Basically said, if you want a sequel to a game you like, buy the game at full price. And buy it early.
Sounds pretty straightforward. Well, buy it early. Buy it early's dumb.
I don't know.
You should never pre-order.
I added that bit, by the way. Yeah. Because, no, not pre-order, but aren't all the sales done the first 7 days or something?
So first 2 weeks, you'll make 70% of your...
Actually, let's step back. Can you say, because okay.
First 2 weeks...
How's it determined if a game's a success or not?
First 2 weeks is 60% of your sales. Next 2 weeks are 20% of your sales, and then the next 20% will be lifetime, and that's when you start putting on discount. You notice Bethesda and like a lot of these big ones, they don't even fuck around. After 6 weeks, it is on sale at 40% off. Like they know that they're not going to make that money back at full price. They're not going to sell it at full price, so they do that. Japan is the exception where they will still sell stuff, but Koei Tecmo stuff is ridiculously priced. You have to wait for a sale to come on, specifically like a Koei Tecmo sale. Capcom's similar. But Capcom is smart enough, sometimes they'll release stuff at $50 or cheaper prices because they know. But yeah, as a general rule, first 2 weeks, the majority of your sales. The 2 weeks following that are probably half of what you would have made in that first 2 weeks, and then the rest is lifetime.
So basically, the sales in the first 14 days are probably the most important to decide. Okay, that's what I added that bit. He just said, if you want sequels to a game you like, buy it at full price, right? And there was a lot of fuss. A lot of people going, no, but that's whatever, because I think they're silly. So we're going to agree on this. I can see it's going this way. Because if you want things you like, and this is something that people in tech areas and with entertainment products have never quite grasped. The companies that make the stuff that you consume, be it games, movies, music, whatever, they like money a lot, right? And you'll see some of the shit they pull to get money. They love. And people go, oh, man, there's Marvel movies. I'm a bit over them. Why were there 7 Fast and Furious movies? Like,
they must make money,
They make money, right? And the thing is, but then what you get is you've got this sort of like subculture. No, it's not even a subculture in games and entertainment. They just won't pay for a thing and they'll pirate everything they can. But the fact is,
I mean, Gaben's classic line for that is piracy is a delivery issue, not a service issue, not a product issue. So but the companies that are making it, if they see that they make money, they will make it again. Yeah. And again and again. And the famous example is the Police Academy movies. Yeah. There's a whole heap of them, right? Because the fact is, Moscow, shout out.
If they keep making money, they'll do it. Because they want more of that money. Yeah. They don't really care about anything else. They just care about the fact that it made it. And that's why Marvel, they just keep cranking out. They keep cranking out superhero movies. That's why there's 100 new series coming on Disney Plus, which are shit superhero series. Sorry, anybody like Falcon and Winter Soldier, but that was
was
garbage. That was such bad. But if he's wrong about you, he might be wrong about me.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off. So that is the lamest writing I've ever seen. And the effort to put him in that situation with the other guy, like, I could have written better than that.
This is now officially a spoiler cast. Yeah.
But the thing is, it makes money. People watch it, and as long as no matter how shit it is, no matter how much I complain, if people keep
still making enough,
if people keep paying for it, they'll keep making more of it. And this is what he's getting at with the Games Gone dev, is basically saying, if you want more of what you like, then you have to hand over money to get it.
I love EDF, and every EDF game that comes out, I buy at launch. Because I follow the process enough, I want to support that product, I buy it at launch, right? But then there's stuff on the Switch that I pick up for a couple of bucks because I'm like, well, I never would have bought this, or I didn't know it existed or whatever.
Yeah.
And I buy it cheap because I'm like, oh yeah, I'll give that a go, blah, blah, blah. So it piques my curiosity, and I give the dev a little bit of money. But they've made all their money at this point because that's how it works.
Yeah.
You can argue that it's a fucked up cycle and the Christmas cycle shouldn't exist in 2021. All those things are potentially true, but until the market starts to dictate things. The idea of the customer is always right is not that the individual Karen yelling at you right now is correct. It's that you must sell what customers will buy because the customer is always right. That is where it comes from.
You want their money, and you can't actually go and steal it from them. No. As much as some companies,
and they try,
as much as some companies would like if they could, they can't go just deduct money out of your bank account for stuff they made. And if they make shit products, they need to be punished by you not seeing it. By the way, if they're going to make shit Star Wars movies, don't fucking go see it because they'll make more shit Star Wars movies because they don't care.
I got a free ticket to Solo, and I still wanted to walk out.
Oh, God, that was garbage. But then I thought everyone hated girls in Star Wars. That's why Solo was crap. It was the worst. Anyway, so that worm thing living underground that was running a crime syndicate. How the fuck's it run a crime syndicate? Anyway, so, no, but the thing is, if you want more of something, you have to pay. Now think of it like you're voting.
Yeah,
like effectively.
That's your first preference.
Well, the only in our society, I'm going to go like, you know. It's not commie, but yeah, it's a bit. The only vote left you have in our society now, the only vote is your money. Yeah. The only influence you can have, because let's be honest, all the voting stuff is pretty much rigged. Right? It's people go, but it's not rigged, Jared. It's rigged, right? Or it's manipulated by.
Yeah, it's not rigged in the literal.
Yeah, they don't go in and just change the. You know.
But the fact that every time you hear a story about something happening in Parliament House, they can release like a press release talking about how bad GTA is, and people dog whistle the shit out of that. Or Golden Gate Times. Did you see that photo I put on Facebook the other day?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's like I put up the photo of Golden Gate Times. They're on sale 3 weeks after they announced the new flavors. And 2 weeks after they had the controversy,
like Cocoa Pops and like gay flavour or something. Yeah, they look really
the
good.
rainbow flavour was really nice. The Cocoa Pops one is meh. But like, more the point is, I'm like, are we pretending that that's not related? And I've got Facebook friends who do you reckon it's some grand conspiracy? I said, well, I mean.
Okay, we're getting into corporate marketing, right? Ghostbusters 2016, the interview.
Yeah, the only reason not to like our movies because you're a sex.
Where everybody's being played by this stuff.
Correct. It's all cynical marketing exercises.
And people need to be smart at that. But anyway, we're just going with the votes. The only real democratic power you have left in our society is where you spend your money. So if you like something, the days gone. Dev is 100% correct. If you like something, go pay for it. Just like Jason pays for EDF every time it comes out, because he knows that money is like a vote for that. It's the only thing that works. Nothing else works. Screaming on the internet doesn't work. You know, the only thing that works is the money. Because
I promise you, even in the case of Sony restoring the PS3 and Vita stores, you could have bleated for hours on Twitter. And they wouldn't have given a single shit. But suddenly they saw an uptick of, hang on, we just made $50 million.
Yeah, people just
worldwide.
Really
what the fuck
games.
happened? Yeah. And it's like, and because, they would still have more customers there if they had sales in there, but sales are only there to drive. So the only reason people put things on sale is to drive quantity. You want to drive people to the store and you want to sell en masse, right? So on a platform like PS3 where no one was accessing the store, there was no point doing sales. So that's why they didn't do them. Now I reckon you might actually see a couple, because it'll be like, well, hey, if people are checking this out for this one last time, why don't we sell them something for $20 where we wouldn't have sold them for anything? So the only reason you drop sale... What the fuck is going on here?
Peter Dutton's just interrupted our stream.
Yeah.
Anyway, the only democratic power you have left is your vote. If you like a game, if you like a movie, if you like even music, whatever, pay for it. It's the only way. It's the only language the corporations know. Corporations basically run things. Don't be manipulated by their marketing crap at the moment they pull, because it really is getting a little bit beyond the joke.
Yeah.
Like, sexists don't like this, so you should see it. All right, it's been tried too many times now. We know what you're doing.
It's all cynical marketing.
But if you want to see more, if you're sick of shit Star Wars movies, don't go see the next one. Right?
Yeah.
That's very important. Do not give them more money, because
I haven't paid for one since I didn't pay for the 8th movie.
Simon's back. How much did we go missing there, Simon?
No. It was about 30 seconds. We'll be back, Simon.
Was it audio? The audio go or just
no,
cool? It was podcast. Still
it was
okay.
internet.
Wiggle. Anyway, so that's one game. So the Days Gone, Dev. You're talking gay times. You confuse me. The Days Gone, Dev. 100% correct. If you like a game and you want a sequel, buy it new. Don't pre-order. I mean,
pre-orders are done.
Hussein's right. They should complete the game before you pay full price. Yeah, Haas, you're right. And most video game reviewers should actually concentrate on how to complete the game when they review
got caught out real bad on that. He bought the Ni no Kuni 2 season pass, and they still haven't delivered on the content they said they were going to deliver. And that game came out like.
I paid $160 for Mankind Divided, Deus Ex Mankind Divided. That was the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah,
I love that. You know how much I love that. It just the DLC they ended up giving was lame. Don't pre. And I do think reviewers have to be better at saying, you know what, this is a complete game or this isn't a complete game, because they also have to be rewarded for finishing their games. Huss is right about that. So basically, if you want something, that's your vote. Consider it a vote.
Yeah.
Consider what you spend your money on. A vote. Just like our NBN here.
I don't know what happened. Because I saw it come up with the notification, and I was like, I literally haven't touched anything. I don't know what it could possibly.
And if you
be.
if you do magically obtaining stuff from some dodgy Russian site, then you just consider it a demo, a trial. There's no harm in doing that. Hey, I like that. So when I see the DVD available, I'll grab it, sort of thing. Just. No harm in doing that.
My main thing is there's just so much stuff that I want to watch that I can't actively buy. I can't walk to a shop and just buy
but 90% of it's shit. Yeah. I mean, seriously, if I had gone out and I had paid for Falcon and Winter Soldier, I would have been throwing shit at my TV.
You paid, you bought Disney Plus. So you paid into the pool that paid for that.
Clearly I did.
Yeah.
Same with Milan.
Yeah.
Oh, Milan. I didn't pay for Milan, and it's still a rip-off.
Yeah. I got that for free.
But corporations only know that the only language they know is money. The only one.
The other alternatives, they go back to the other format, which was Metacritic score, where having to get a specific Metacritic score is what will trigger a bonus payment.
That's unfair.
That happened to Obsidian. That's what I'm saying.
That's really unfair because, look, I don't know. I just don't trust the reviewers to review them on merits these days. There's always other issues they have, and that's their right. If they want to review The Witcher based on...
It needed an 85 on
they got 84. You know, I paid on 84. But if a reviewer wants to try and review Witcher and comment on the race of the people, and that's their right, they can do that. Yeah. But I don't believe that should have any impact on the developers, because the developers were telling their story. So I think tying it to the reviews is wrong. Yeah. I think the reviews are good if you want to look at it and you want to read through them and make a purchasing decision. That's good. Yeah. You have to. That's your right as a customer, right? Yeah. But making the developers money is because, like I said, the reviewers have different motivations. Yeah. The motivations of reviewers aren't always the same.
The idea of being a
public
film critic is meant to be borderline artistic. Do you know what I mean? This is the thing you need to understand is. You can still enjoy a game. No, it's true. You can enjoy a game, and you can. There's lots of games that I play that if I was looking at them critically, I'd say they're pieces of fucking EDF. It's a piece of shit technically. Yeah. But it's not, because I love it and it's dumb, and I'll play it every single fucking time they release the shit.
Yeah, no, well that's fair, because the Oscars aren't really giving out for the most fun movie.
Exactly. Look at this year. The only way you can
I don't even know any of the movies.
The only way you can get an Asian lady to win the best director thing is for there to be nothing else from Hollywood. Do you know what I mean? That's the only way. So, I feel like... again, I've always been a bit of an arty wanker like that, so like I'm definitely willing to eat that.
But it's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Reviewers are allowed to review like that. I don't care, right? If a reviewer wants to turn, and this is if you were going to be even a critic of video games, right? You're allowed to do it. You're allowed to, right? But it shouldn't. But developers should
hinge on that.
Developers shouldn't have their livelihoods depend on it.
Yeah. I think the one thing the movie still has some kind of delineation on, and maybe it's because there is a foreign film scene, is the idea that you can be a critic and give it two and a half, and that's still a movie you can recommend to people on certain bases. If you were to give a game a 5 or a 4,
if you give a movie if you've seen on Rotten Tomatoes,
yeah.
Sorry. Okay. First, I think I know where you're going with this. If you give a movie a 5 or a 4, which means it's a video game, a 5 or 4, which means it's average statistically. People in video games do assume that an 8's an average. Yeah. It's the IGN sort of.
But again, but it's also one of those things, like even for customer service things, like, so I know, for example, there's a particular liquor brand in Australia that has a customer thing, right? And so the maximum you can score is 10, the minimum you can score them is 0. The expected average is 8.95.
Uber drivers are under the same pressure.
Correct, 4 stars minimum. Like
yeah. If you go, oh, my Uber driver's pretty good, man, I'll just give him 3 stars because that sounds pretty nice. You've just fucked them.
Yeah,
you have just cost.
It's got to be 5 stars.
You have literally cost them money.
Yeah, and they get suspended off that.
And that's unfair. But we get into an area there where that's where reviews shouldn't necessarily impact. And look, reviews have to be taken on board. Remember, you said earlier, customers always right. That's not a literal saying, but there is stuff. Reviews have to be taken on board for improvement and everything, but they shouldn't be directly linked to livelihood.
Exactly.
But anyway, but if your Uber driver's got a 1-star average, sure, maybe they should.
Yeah, maybe you have a problem there.
But making it 4 is a bit dumb.
I thought it was on Channel 7. Maybe it was on 7 Plus or something like that.
I don't care. Yeah. I only watch award shows if Ricky Gervais is hosting.
Or Steph McFarlane is a good one.
And then I only see when I see what they said anyway. I really couldn't use it. Because what I've said about it. All awards are fake. And people don't get that. They're all. How many awards went to Weinstein films? And okay, what was going on there? You can't tell me.
How many of those things where it's like,
fake.
We'll put you in our top 10 whatever industry you're in awards for Australia, but you've got to pay us $4,000 as a marketing bonus.
I've won a website award for that, and mind you, it was a good website.
Yeah.
I was really happy. It was a really good website, but we won an award because the company the website for did an advertising spend.
Yeah.
One of my customers did that recently in their industry. They did the same sort of thing.
The Australian Video Game Awards. The Sony put a big spend in. It was sponsored by Sony. Sony's PR company got Best PR Agency.
Oh, yeah, that was the BAFTAs.
Yeah.
No, not BAFTAs, no.
The Australian one.
Oh, Australian one. I thought that was the UK ones. They did that.
UK one had a similar problem.
Yeah. And so, look, all awards are fake. We got to not worry too much about that. But again, all these commentary about things shouldn't be directly impacting developers. That's where we're going. Because that's unfair on them. Because the motivations are very different.
Again, unless you are playing it on that more academic, that more artistic level, where you can say this is a lazy choice or this is particularly like shitty way to phrase XYZ. Like if you're attacking it from that artistic point of view, it's a different conversation to, is this a successful game? Is this something that people will enjoy?
But that might be your audience. Right?
For sure.
So if you're an arty, that might be your audience that is expecting you to... Yeah. And there's an audience that is expecting you to tell people if the movie has a certain type of diversity or a certain type of message or underlying thing, right? And there's an audience for that. And that might be your audience.
How well they handle those things.
I'm not saying it's bad, by the way. I'll be clear. But I'm saying you might have... That's your audience, and that's what they expect from you. So you're providing what your audience wants.
Correct, yeah.
We have a problem with something like Rotten Tomatoes where there's this expectation that all the audiences are the same.
Yeah.
And so that's why you get these massive, big, 35% critic review score, 95% audience, right? Because you've just got this... You've got a weight of numbers.
Plus,
on the
not to mention
side.
smurfing. Plus, not to mention all the silliness.
But there's motivations there. But we lump them all in the same, which I think is incorrect.
It's like, to make that a very specific example with us, if we're talking about Japanese video games, people usually take our word on it 100%. For instance, the start of business awards had local businesses paid enter. She pocketed $50,000 and took off. Nominated people arrived with awards to an empty hall. Sounds about right.
Can't believe that happened in Frankston. No, they happen everywhere. That happen everywhere. Look, it's
awards
are all fake.
If people ask, if we're talking about weeb stuff,
how do you win a Lizzie? Anyway, let's go.
So you have to nominate yourself really. We have to be
and all the awards.
Yeah.
Normally, all the awards are people I follow on Twitter. Not I personally, but every time I see an award now, it's normally somebody that the person judging follows on Twitter, and they like, and they. I mean, it's just. So
I got 30 under 30, as you know.
Hot 30 under 30. By the way, pants watch.
No, I'm not wearing pants today.
No pants.
Yeah,
I'm sitting next to a man whose naked weighs down. I want to be clear.
I'm wearing underpants, but that's it.
It's still disturbing me, and I have to under these conditions.
I don't have to do anything.
I am a professional.
There's no power imbalance here. Leave. It's fine.
Well, there is. Have you seen this thing?
Anyway, and so so I feel like. For us, like, it's, that very specific example, if it's weeb shit, people trust us on weeb shit because they know we know what we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if your stuff gets thrown then from the weeb point of view in with something else, then it's unfair to group them all in, and that's the problem with reviews.
Well,
anyway,
Andrew says Nobel Peace Prize again.
Hitler won that.
I'll go back to my 30.
It was Hitler or Stalin. One of them won it.
Yeah,
either way, the evil pricks.
I mean, Obama won it.
Did Trump win it?
No.
He didn't win the Peace Prize.
He got nominated.
He won Time Man of the Year. Yeah. Obama won too before he even got elected.
Yeah. And so 30 under 30. The rule was, for my team, and this is the rule nearly for every awards show, the only time we've ever submitted ourselves for an award that I'm aware of is for the antennas, and that was pointless because
I submitted you for Lizzie.
They didn't even, we're never going to get Lizzie.
I wasn't on the show at the time.
They never...
they didn't know.
Yeah, they with antenna, they used a clip that was completely out of context. It was like one of the worst clips I've made in ages, and I was like, you motherfuckers. So I don't contribute to that anymore. So the rule was you can't be nominated by the crew you can't nominate us for an award, right? If I say we're going to nominate someone in the team for an award, that's fine. That's the boss saying I believe this person deserves it. I got nominated for 30 under 30 by two or three people outside my realm of the industry. So I was surprised when it came up because I had no idea that it was happening. So I feel like that's probably the only situation where it's worthwhile because otherwise you just pat yourself on the back.
Where's my Hot 50 over 50 nomination?
It's all marketing. It's all marketing. And I'm shit at marketing.
Hot 50 over 50. Send my name in.
Okay. Send it off to
Should be an award. Yeah. I'm going to make it, actually. I'm going to make a website.
And it'll just be Liberal Party donors,
Oh, geez.
You're a young Lib. Just use that on your application.
Let's not recover that sort of old ground.
We all had our bad days.
I've got to say, I've told you before, my young days were toxic masculinity and misogyny, right? Yeah. Basically in in-person form. Let's be honest, right? But I've got to say, you know what I never did? What? I never let myself in anybody's place and wanked on their desk. I actually never raped anybody either.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good list to have. Just check them off.
Yeah, maybe a bit young Libby, but there's a different standard now. Yeah. There is a totally different. Yeah. The line has moved a little bit since I was young.
Other than that, no, we should wrap. It's 1 hour. So
I've just admitted that.
Yeah. Good luck.
I never wanked on anybody's desk. Yeah. So I did a lot of shit.
Put that on your tombstone.
I'll ask the kids to do that. I'll make sure they do.
Yeah. I think that's I told you I was sick.
So prepaid funeral. I get to roll when I want, don't I?
That's true. Yeah.
Fuck you all.
Yeah. That's it. Wrap that up. Couch Warrior is still going every week. TV show, we've just been given approvals to go back to RMIT.
Andrew reckons I might have at the NG Plus. Yeah. No, I'm a bit too old for that now. I don't have the energy. So, they're perfectly safe now.
RMIT should be back soon, hopefully. We just got approvals to go back into the studio.
Oh, really?
There. So, we can start making TV again. That'll be nice. And CW's still going on. There'll be a new set of series going at GGEZ Bar. So if you're a GGEZ regular, feel free to check it out. And that'll be every Sunday. And then Rambats are every weekend that they are. Don't forget, Tech Games Fest is the 25th to 27th, 28th. I'm going to get corrected, no doubt, of June. That's also Smash World Tour. And that's also...
Shit, a lot coming up.
Yeah, and there's also BAM potentially coming soon. No news to say.
You're a busy boy.
I am going to be a very busy boy. It's just a shame that... Yeah, again, you know the situation here. And again, I don't get any money until the end of July. That'd be a nice 3-month gap of living on noodles.
Join the Liberal Party.
No, thank you. The little bit of soul I do have is happy where
Tell them there's coal buried under your house.
That is an oof. NewGamePlus.tv is always...
The clampets in oil.
Yeah. Yeah, what are the dates, Andrew? I mentioned TGF. I just don't know the dates. Is top of my head. Anyway, but it is the end of June. Just check out Tech Games
We went over
Fest
an hour.
on
I thought we were
internet.
going to go early. We just crapped on at the end.
Yeah,
Don't
we
forget,
just-
buy
wait.
good games,
Yeah.
buy good stuff. Don't go see another Star Wars movie until they get their shit together.
Shop.newgameplus.tv. Well, no, what is it now?
Unsubscribe from Disney Plus because they're just cranking out
Yeah.
some shit at the moment.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
real garbage. And Falcon Winter Soldier is one of the worst things I've seen in a long
Yeah,
time.
it's not great.
But if he's wrong about you, he's wrong about me.
You have to get past it. All right, let's wrap it there. Thank you everyone for watching.
GamePass.tv, that's the website.
I mentioned it already. All right, bye. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.